your youngster is going to exert pressure on you. Your desire to improve is going to be a driving force for you because you are currently closer than you will ever be in the future. There is no need for anything else to push you since it is going to push you. Your goals are going to keep you motivated. Your aspirations are going to propel you towards the opportunity of a lifetime. Take advantage of it. All of that takes place within this specific period of time. You are going to be pushed and you are going to be driven by it. You will feel better as a result of it. Do me a favor, will you? On the way out, as I leave, you can no longer be average 70% of the time. What are you unable to do? In order to get what you desire, you can't simply do it. If you give me 70, you can't be what you want to be. You can't use $70 to do everything you want. You can no longer be considered average. You can no longer be considered good. 80% you can no longer be considered good. 80% and 50% of what you desire, you are not able to be. If you are good at something and you have everything you have ever dreamed of, then your dreams will become so difficult that you will no longer dream of them. However, you should walk in them. You are unable to. You may be good, you can be great, and you can be good. But 90% of the time, you won't get all you want. Let me tell you this. On the other hand, when you incredible in every way, I just want to say that I believe that you are currently present in this room. There is nothing that you cannot have, nothing that you cannot do, and nothing that you cannot possibly be. I suppose that we are both in the same position at this same moment. As far as I can tell, we are all in this location together. Listen to what I have to say, because we all despise being ordinary. I believe that we are all at this position together. I believe that this is the reason we all have the same goal, to be good. In addition, those of us who have achieved greatness have a strong desire to go beyond greatness and experience what it means to be considered extraordinary. I need everyone in the room to be there when you think about it. You think about your dream while you are thinking about your aim. In that hospital room, I told my wife, I will, I need you to understand that I am capable of doing these things. I am obligated to, and I require everyone to agree with me. I am able to, so I will. I have to. Why don't you try? I am able to, and I will. Once more, I am required to, I am able to, so I will. I am unable to do so, not for those of you who desire everything in the world. The pursuit of each and every dream and objective. In the same way that I am saying it, those of you who truly desire it are going to express it. What are you going to say? And you're going to say it in a way that conveys what you mean. I am able to and I will. I have to. Why don't you try? I am able to and I will. I have to. Why don't you try? I am able to and I will. Now is the time for me to speak it loud and clear. I am now able to. Will I be required to do it once more? I am able to. Okay, I'll do it once more. I am able to. I have to now. I need you to think of that loved one, that person that you have to do this for. I need you to say that. I am able to. So I will. In order to help that person, I need to come on. I am able to. So I will. In order to help that individual, I am able to. So I will. For the purpose of achieving what you have set out to do, I must, I am able to. So I will. Once more, I am required to. I am able to. So I will. I have to. I would like for you to concentrate on that obstacle. I would like for you to give some thought to the item that continues to put pressure. I want you to give that some real thought. There is that peak that is difficult to scale. I would like for you to give some thought to the specific thing that you are unable to see past. As of today, we are going to go past this. It's going to be okay in the end. We are. Let's get past this together. I am able to. So I will. As a matter of fact, we are going to add to it. I am able to go past it. I am able to get past it. I have to forget about it. All set, I am able to go past it. I'll recover from this. I have to. Why don't you try? Why don't you try? I am able to go past it. I'll recover from this. I have to forget about it. I am aware of a certain fact about you. I am aware that you are not a quitter. I realize that you are a survivor. I realize that you are a survivor. At this very moment you are observing me. I am aware of a certain fact about you. There is a survivor in you. Therefore, I want you to stop doing this. I want you to finish what you're doing. When you look in the mirror, I want you to tell yourself that you are going to make the remainder of your life the best of your life. I am able to. So I will. I have to. I, along with your child, am here. It makes no difference to me what you've been through. It is irrelevant to me who you are, regardless of where you are from. I don't care. It is irrelevant to me what your history is like. I don't care about the level of stress you experienced. Nobody cares about the amount of pressure you're under. Whatever issues you're dealing with at the moment, I don't care. No matter what you do not have at the moment, I do not care. All that I am concerned with is the way in which you are thinking about that present moment. Which brings us to your future. Are you going to make the most of today? That is the one thing that you have control over, and it is the only thing that matters. It makes no difference where it is that you begin, guys. It makes no difference what particular skills you were born with. The finish line is the most important thing. Yet this marathon is not yet over. Not yet is it over. There is still a chance that you may win the marathon, but you need to get started beginning today. There is no time to waste. There is nothing that you do not possess. You already possess everything that you require. It makes no difference what you do not have right now because you have the ability to go and obtain it. However, it will begin today. The first step is to make a commitment. It is based on a fundamental principle. First and foremost, it is a discipline. To begin, there must be effort. All of this begins with energy. It begins with the notion that you are going to make today count for something. In addition, a great number of individuals are curious about the regimen that I follow. Having said that, it is based on the concept that I am going to make today count. And that means that I will do it before every other day. Everyone is awake. Once I reach this point, I will have already attained a peak condition. I am here to assist you, but it is ultimately up to you to assist yourself. You are going to have to say something with me, but no one else is going to do it for you in terms of the action. In order to make this thing function, I am going to. It is time for me to make my aspirations come true. The plan is for me to live out. I will fulfill my purpose by becoming the person that I was supposed to be. I am going to complete all of the chores that are required to accomplish that mission, to become the person that I truly want to be, to not be the person that I am shackled by in the past, and to not live in a world that is full of restricting circumstances. I didn't travel this far just to get to this point with my journey. When I make it, some of the things that I overhear some people saying, as soon as I reach the top, I will continue to put in a lot of effort until I reach the summit, until I accomplish what I set out to do. Allow me to share something with you. No one ever stops being a winner. There is no end. If you are successful in achieving one objective, you should strive to achieve even more. If you make it to the peak of the mountain, you should look for a more steep mountain. This is the voyage, the never-ending quest for personal development, the never-ending pursuit of enhancing the difficulty of the task. Because of this, life is truly wonderful. That is what constitutes a life that is fulfilled. I didn't travel this far just to get to this point with my journey. When I achieve this objective, I will strive for more, not more things, but greater progress. And I will always be pushing myself to improve myself or myself. I didn't travel this far just to get to this point with my journey. The reason I have come this far is to build up the strength necessary to move on, so that I will be able to push myself to my limits. This is just the beginning for me. Right now, we are just getting started. Even while I am pleased with my accomplishments, that does not indicate that I will be content with them. A proud person who is never content, always proud but always at home, with pride and always prepared. It would be proud to push it, trying to get more out of it. We are striving for greatness. It is not enough for a true winner to just chase the title. A true winner is someone who strives for progress. For a true winner, excellence is the goal. It's all about the journey. This is the difficult part. Please don't tell me if it's over. My body is just starting to get warm. If it weren't for the journey, smart and savvy, in the end, the destination would not be satisfying. Taking up a difficult task is what creates a terrific experience. It is impossible to have a champion athlete if they're not also outstanding competitors who are knocking them all out. It is impossible to have the greatest of all time without champions who are able to push these champions away. The trip, the process, is what ultimately determines our level of greatness. If you are successful in reaching your goal, push yourself to achieve even more. If you make it to the peak of the mountain, you are the winners. One thing that differentiates the winners from the bystanders is that the winners have a belief that prevails against the odds, disbelief on the part of the crowd each and every time, because of how strongly they believe. Even if they have been unsuccessful, they are nonetheless given a smack on the behind. Finally, they are intestined for you to consume. Remount your feet once more. Be confronted with the same situation, gaining knowledge from your prior errors and putting it into action. So you come in here with a positive attitude for this workout. This is going to require everything. This is just insanity. In a word, this is a very psychotic piece of work. It's over. However, if you have it up here and you go through it out there, then you are in trouble. You will depart from this location the ability to dominate, not just physically, but also intellectually, is unstoppable. Everything begins right now. If you are prepared to undergo a transformation, you must have sufficient faith in yourself to fulfill the role of the person that others will remember you for in the future. There are a lot of individuals who are unaware of that. You know, they are willing to put in the effort because they want to change, right? And they do everything. You know, people always put in effort to do what they believe to be right, but they haven't done the necessary research to prepare it in order to ensure that their efforts are in agreement with where they want to go in life. So in the end, they just do whatever they want. They put the stupid and random people there because they don't even know what they're doing, because they haven't studied it and they haven't prepared for it. They put the stupid and random people there. In addition, if you do not make any preparations, you are essentially preparing yourself to fail. Not how you appear when you look in the mirror, but how you are feeling at this very moment is what matters. Now, you have done it correctly today. I am impressed that you're still alive and you're actually making an effort. Who are you and what are you doing to make a difference? This adds gasoline to the fire, because those who are adamantly committed to what they are doing, regardless of the disbeliefs of the third-party subjective losers that are out there, are the ones who are fueling the flames. It was necessary for me to crawl in order to reach the first cover. I was forced to tell a falsehood. I had no choice but to disobey every rule. Shoulder triathlon. As the man said it, utterly insane. This workout is going to require everything you have. So make sure you come in here prepared mentally prepared, and unflappable. That is the way that you are required to be psychologically instructed in this region. When you guys have the mental belief that you are capable of accomplishing something, your body will find a method to physically make it happen. It is irrelevant what you do with these guys. If you're short up here, it will never materialize into anything. This is true regardless of what you do. There will never be a time when a dream is realized. Simply put, this is a rant. Very straightforward. And I would like for you to forward this along to me, because the amount of complaints that have been received is intolerable. Now, what if I informed you that you are going to pass away this week? Would you voice your dissatisfaction with your bad job? I seriously doubt it. You would engage in much more advanced levels of thought. We live in a world where there are a great deal more opportunities available. I just don't get the mindset of being depressed and sad all the time. It would be helpful if you could take a moment to reflect on how incredible it is, and then let yourself know that you have the ability to attack the world in a completely new manner. As a result of the fact that you were fortunate enough to be born within this time period, 400 trillion, you can't possibly live your life if you don't comprehend that mathematical concept. The fact that you are a human being is quite uncommon. In addition, what are you holding out for? In terms of our deeds, we are not catching up to the level of our objectives. Not to mention the fact that it results in a great deal of grumbling. Without a doubt, it is intended to be challenging. Although it is difficult, people like Gary. You, on the other hand, want to amass millions of money and live the life of your dreams. How come that should be so simple? 6 hours of sleep is sufficient for survival. Therefore, you have 18 hours. You have 18 hours that are goddamned. What are you doing with your 18 hours of free time? I want to know. This is because you are able to work here from 9 to 5, and that is 9. You can also travel for a period of 1 hour here and there. Respect. You have a charming and reliable commute. Do you want to be a family man, don't you? This is a Maisel discourse. You have the ability to devote 2 hours to your children. What are you going to do with the remaining 5 hours of your day? While you are relaxing from the other intense 10, you are watching hot cuts, you are playing Mad at, and you are playing Mad at. Already I have spent 11 hours, Gary. That's fantastic. Then you shouldn't whine or expect more appreciation for the fact that just by getting some rest and doing this and that, you are sacrificing the chance to experience something new. You have the audacity to have a life that is 1%. Basically, you want to live as well as the 1 to 2% of people in the world, if we may call it what it is. It is not the case. Extremely difficult to understand. A lot of raw math is involved. You, on the other hand, if you want to have one of the best lives in the world, which is to say that you live according to your own terms, before you can enter, you are required to pay your dues. Please allow me to make a pledge to you. There are tens of thousands of people who I am familiar with, and I am quite familiar with thousands of them. I am intimately familiar with hundreds of individuals. The amount of money that a person produces does not have any bearing on their degree of happiness. Yet what is not being discussed is the fact that this is not the case, because nobody discusses the negative aspects of being an entrepreneur. The friends and acquaintances I have who have taken their own lives over the past 4 years are the ones who have committed suicide. Everybody has the notion that they are going to be a jerk. All of the people believe that they are going to create Snapchat. Proceed to look at the data. The research indicates that the vast majority of people in this room will not be successful in developing an actual business. They will not even come close to doing so. That being said, I do not come here to be gloomy. I am here to remind you that there is only one thing that you can do given the circumstances. There is only one thing you can do that can surpass the time when your mother and father had sexual relations in order to create you. That is the only thing that can go beyond that. Work is the one thing that can take precedence over your genetic makeup, and it is also the only thing that can be controlled if you want it, if you want this. Who is participating in it because they are involved? And who else is involved? Since it's the current trend, and let's not get it twisted just yet, it is not difficult. Even though you may claim to be a rapper or an athlete, it is very clear that you are not either of those things. The entrepreneurial spirit is stealthy. To put it another way, entrepreneurship is similar to what you say on your grand account. Then you will be able to kind of look the part. You will be able to go to the parties, and you will be able to go to the conferences, to the extent that you are able to deceive it more effectively than a bunch of other things. And just so you know, I'm going to say this with extreme caution. Listen to what I have to say. If you are aware on some level that you are being exposed by this diatribe, then here is a clever move for you to make. It is imperative that you determine who you believe will truly survive the collapse of the world before it happens. Who exactly are the generals of the war? Permit me to bring to your attention a great deal of a person who is the 84th employee at Facebook is going to make a lot more money than the founder of practically every company that is going to be established over the next 50 years. The one and only benefit is that you will have the opportunity to meet winners that you have never seen before. If you are currently listening and you say to yourself, Gary, I've got this, I'm going to do it, then you should go ahead and do it. Please affix it on my face. In 5, 6, 7, or 8 years from now, I can't wait to receive an email from you. But if you are listening and thinking to yourself, that's true. Because when I was a junior in high school, I had no interest in being a business person, whether I was a man or a woman. Exactly. I had planned on being this. I had dreams of becoming an architect. I had every intention of attending Harvard. I had every intention of becoming a banker. We have witnessed this in the years 2001 and 2008, so if that is the case, you should give this some serious consideration. In addition to being incredibly unattractive, it is a step backwards of 10 years, 7 years, and 5 years. Alternately, you might make the most of the window of opportunity that we are currently in and make the most of the fruitful times and the access to these A+ generals. Also, if I were you, I would immediately board one of those boats. Indeed, and if you are fortunate enough to be present now, you should be aware that you are present today. You are sitting in a fantastic position among the 7.7 billion people on Earth by virtue of the fact that you are able to afford to be here today. And I simply do not get why you would not make the most of this opportunity. To begin, it is necessary to begin with something that is quite fundamental, which is to begin comprehending how all of this is operating deeper rather than wider. You do not need to have theoretical knowledge when it comes to artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and social media. You need to begin by gaining a comprehensive understanding of how each of these things operates. For the first 15 years of my professional life, I refrained from attending conferences, giving presentations, creating videos, or developing a personal brand. As a result, I am now in this position. I want to bring to your attention the fact that long before I became Gary 6, I was Gary Vaynerchuk, and I was constructing a booze store. Through proficiency in email marketing, through Google AdWords, banner retargeting, and YouTube marketing, among other marketing strategies. I used to be a practitioner, and after I had developed something from nothing to 60 or $3 to $60 million with no money, I had the courage to come and talk to you about how I did it. I built something from 0 to 60 or $3 to $60 million. Anything is shocking to see how many business coaches and marketing gurus who are 23 years old and have never done anything in their lives are making their presence known on Instagram at this very moment. Now is the moment to act. There should be less speech and more action. Whether you choose to live or die depends on this. I am sure who told you everything about it. Whoever told you that this was about mathematics is a mystery to me. The subject at hand is English. Do you agree that this is about science? For those of you who are wondering, why do I need to blow up with math? Why is it necessary for me to speak English in order to explode? To put it simply, this is not about what you believe it is, and it is not about whatsoever. This is the school of life and death, where the focus is on laying the groundwork. Are you taking in what I'm trying to convey to you? I need you to give it a go. I require that you make an effort to read each and every word. In the event that you are unsure of it, jot it down. Do some research on it. I need you to make an effort to experience each and every excitement. I need you to make every effort to attend each and every lesson. Simply put, I need you to give it a shot. Since I have some information about you, I am aware of a certain fact about you. In my experience, if you put in 100% effort, there is nothing that you are unable to do or achieve. I am certain in this assertion. I do not want you to continue living long enough to die. I want you to die so that you might live. Because I know that if you try, if you put up 100% of your effort, there is nothing that you can't accomplish. However, if you decide to live in a world of freedom, then it is yours to have. You are free to choose to go in that direction that constitutes a choice, that you could carry out, that you could follow through on, and that you could do. It is imperative that you want to make this thing work for you. Ensure that today is a productive day. To what are you devoting your time at the moment? What are you doing with it? If you want to make the most of today, because it is a precious moment, are you going to make it count, or are you going to let it just go away? At each given moment, you must be in a state of peak function. That is it going to be. If you want to get what you want out of this life, it will depend on your willpower, your intensity, your integrity, your character, your energy, and the work that you put out during this life. It is up to you. At the same time as it is challenging to put in the effort necessary to develop greatness, it is even more challenging to acknowledge the fact that you may have been great. I want you to realize something, and that is that the more ambitious your dream is, the more you will need to comprehend the essence of the everyday grind. Listen to what I have to say. You are not a leprechaun, and luck is reserved for leprechauns. You are not a leprechaun, and luck is reserved for leprechauns. I'm going to affirm it once more. You are not a leprechaun, and luck is reserved for leprechauns. This is what I am trying to convey to you. If you are willing to go into beast mode, you have the ability to have anything you desire. I serve as a leading example. It is possible to begin with nothing. Begin with nothing at all. It is not a secret to you. A teenager, mom was a mother. Begin with nothing at all. She has 14 children. Begin with nothing at all. The house has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Because she had me begin with nothing, my mother was expelled from the house. Begin with nothing at all. I dropped out of high school. Begin with nothing at all, without a home. It takes 12 years to earn a degree from a university that is 4 years long. Begin with nothing at all. If you are willing to put in the effort, despite the fact that you may have come from a prison, or that you may have a father who is able to provide you with everything your little heart desires, I feel that you will not be able to outwork me. You have heard me say this before. Listen to what I have to say. I have informed you, I have also informed you. I want you to give some thought to those objectives. It is important that you try them. I would like for you to internalize it, and I want you to be. Considering that I am interested in hearing what everyone in the room has to say, I will not be asking you to tell me what your objectives are. In all likelihood, I was unable to do anything with it. I simply could not. It is for this reason that I'm telling you to listen to me. You are being told to dream the dream that you have. It is because I want you to experience it. It is important that you try it. I want you to be aware of how near I am to you. And I want you to feel the same way as you feel the feeling of the weather changing. The feeling that you're growing closer and closer to it is something that I want you to be able to experience. When you dream your dream, however, I want you to note that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream as you are. This is the most crucial thing. I tell you, there is a possibility that you are the aunt. And although the aunt has very little, he is determined. He is a powerful individual. Having a dream and a goal, he is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve them. I also urge you to realize that the more ambitious your ambition is, the earlier you will have to get up in order to make it a reality. When your ambition is more ambitious, you will need to get up earlier in order to achieve it. The longer you are going to have to remain awake, when your desire is more ambitious, you will need to exert more effort in order to make it a reality. And for those of you who raise your hand and put up 70%, you will never see it. In no way will you ever see it. Those of you who are 70% beast mode and 30% gazelle mode, this is for you. If you were to say to yourself, when the ball comes out, this is what I want to accomplish, you would be quite right. There are other people that are interested in achieving the same goal as you. And now, I want to ask you this question. What do you do when 1,000 other people want the same thing that you desire 1,000 times over? When you realize that you are not the only one in your firm who has the goal of making $1 million, what steps do you take? You are not the only person who has the desire to fill the role of president. It's not just you who has the ambition to be the CEO of the company. What if you find out that you are not the only person who wants what you desire? If there are thousands of other people that want the same thing that you want, what would you do? In order to outwork them, you must. It is imperative that you outcompete them. The sooner you get up, the better. You are going to have to stay up later. In order to succeed, you need to execute. And you need to move from 70 to 120. There is no justification. Gentlemen, it would be wonderful if you could pay me $1,000 right now. I wish I could. I could tell you that 70% is sufficient. I would be grateful if you could pay me $15. Although I would love it if you could pay me $1,500, 0 cents, it is not going to happen. I want you to get it out of your system because you are thinking. You might be thinking, I'm going to put in a lot of effort for 10 years and then I'll retire. Furthermore, if that is what you are considering, then this is not for you.